All right, Mr. Carter, you ready to do this thing?
Are we live?
We're live. Hang on just a second.
Well, then I guess so.
All right, sir. In 3, 2, 1. Here we are. We're live. Episode 3 of Picked Off with Josh and Carter.
We're a little late. That's all right.
A little bit late. Yeah, we had to dress the show up a little bit more. It takes some time. This broadcast software is no joke. I feel like I'm taking a crash course in internet live streaming production here with Bobby.
Exactly.
You folks may be asking yourselves, why are these two idiots wearing shades? They're inside their house. It's because the future of this show's so bright. That's why.
That's true.
It's a fun show, a little bit lighthearted, a little bit informational. Carter sprinkles in some history. It's everything Tennessee Volunteer Sports. And I don't know if I introduced ourselves coming in, but I'm Josh Griffin. That's Alex Carter. My partner. You guys kick
Broadcast
back.
partners.
You got to make that clear every episode. Broadcast partners. That's right.
It's for all the ladies that are watching, you know.
Brought to you by Hound Dogs. Oh, hold on. Let me point in the other direction. It's right up there, right over Carter's head. Hound Dogs. We appreciate everything you do. Guys, go to Hound Dogs and support them. Tell them that the guys from Picked Off sent you. They don't pay us any money, but they pat us on the back and say thank you. So crack open a beer. Grab your favorite drink. This morning, I'm having a little bit of the brown liquor.
Oh.
Jack Daniel's Rye. What do you think about
that? Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. I have a little Jack Daniel's honey here in my Tennessee Orca.
I can't do real like sugary brown liquor, man. It gives me the worst migraine.
Really?
That's why I have to have the straight rye instead of the bourbon. Too much sugar in the bourbon. Now, I'm sure there's some alcohol professionals in here that are going to come in and say there's more sugar in rye than there is in bourbon. I don't know, guys. I just drink what I drink, and
it's from freaking Tennessee, not that Kentucky crap.
That's right. I want to feel good when I drink it, and I don't want any consequences, although sometimes that can't be helped. All right, Carter, what do we got for him today on the show? Let's see. We're going to do a little bit more draft talk. Today's the draft, right? Am I right?
As far as I know, it is.
Today's the draft, so we're going to talk a little bit about that. Today's the day. We could potentially find out who wins our bet.
Very true.
Yeah. What are they going to run through like that? They do like the first 3 or 4 rounds in the first day?
You know, it's changed so much over the years, and with this being, you know, a different draft than usual because of the coronavirus, I don't know how they're going to do it, to be honest. I mean, there's been years where, you know, Thursday is only the first round, and then they do, you know, second, third, you know, however they do it. But I'm sure they'll stretch it out all weekend, which, I mean, if it's not a live draft, let's just get it done.
So this is Thursday. By Tuesday, we should know who won.
Oh, we will know who won for a fact.
And that's egg in the face, right?
Yep. That is an egg in the face.
All right. So we got a little bit of draft talk. Let's see. What else are we going to do? We're going to give you another great moment in Vol history. We got a video clip for you guys to watch.
Yep. For some of you older guys, y'all really enjoy this one.
Carter's going to grind his gears as per usual. I'm going to try to maintain my composure throughout that segment. We got a top 5 bucket list of non-Tennessee games. So these are the games that we want to see that don't involve the University of Tennessee. What matchups would we like to? I guess, are we talking about going to the stadium and checking that the game, or what are we doing?
Yeah,
there?
like actually attending the
Okay.
game. Attending the game.
Yep. We got our Butchism. Butchism of the week, I guess. Whack ass
Yep.
traditions. General Nealon's 7 memes of the show. Our dumpster fire of the week, a new segment. The brainchild of Mr. Carter there. So we're gonna go dumpster fire program of the week, and then we're gonna wrap it up. You guys don't forget to leave some comments, chat at us. We'll shout back at you. If you got any show ideas, this is a fan-driven show, so whatever you want to see, put it there in the comments. We'll find a way to work it in, and send those memes. When we get to General Nealon's memes, be sure to send those memes, because if you send them to us, we're gonna put them up.
You want to see me take my shirt off and dance for you? Hey, I can do that.
You want to do it right now? No, it's still early. Let's not
Don't tempt me with a good time.
Oh my goodness! All right, Mr. Carter, let's start off with the NFL draft. Current events. Anything happening in the world of sports? It's not much, thanks to the coronavirus. But
other than
what are we talking about here?
Well, other than Gronk going to the Buccaneers, obviously they're turning into the New England Patriots. So other than that, the draft, and like we talked about Tuesday, we got finally, unlike last year, we didn't have a single player drafted. We've got a couple guys that should get drafted, maybe 1, maybe 2 in the early rounds. I wouldn't think we'd have anybody in the first round. But, who knows? So finally going to have some Tennessee balls in the draft again. The big 2, obviously, are Marquez Callaway and Jawan Jennings. But don't forget about Daniel Batuli, Nigel Warrior, Daryl Taylor. Those guys. I'd be shocked if Bird got drafted. And that's nothing against Tyler Bird. I think he's an amazing athlete. But, we just didn't get to see too much out of him over the last 4 years. So, but who knows? He might go late 7th round. Who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, maybe some stuff happened in his pro day, his evals and stuff. Dave Newcomb says, "What's up? What's up, Mr. Dave? How you doing this morning, sir?"
Dave Newcomb, like Duke Nukem.
Yeah,
it's a great game.
I think it's spelled the same and everything.
Nice.
Yeah.
That was like one of my favorite games as a kid. It was one of them games you had to cut the volume down when your parents were coming in your room because you didn't want to hear them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun. And then, of course, me and Josh have a bet for the draft. I think Callaway goes before Jennings. He thinks Jennings goes before Callaway. So whoever loses has to get egged in the face.
Yeah, I think we lost your video there, Carter. Hang on just a second. I'm gonna try to fix that.
Oh man. I was fixing to do my dance.
I know. And the dogs are going off. Here we go with the broadcast problems again.
What'd you do? Snap your finger and they just...
Well, I try to. They don't listen.
No.
Keep talking to the folks about the draft here while I try to.
Well, I think, obviously that the big talk of the draft is Joe Burrow. I think it's pretty much a given he's going to go to the Bengals. Mm-hmm. I would, and usually that's how it always works. You pretty much know whoever gets the first pick, they pretty much already got it selected, and everyone knows. And kind of one thing, this may sound crazy, but a lot of people listen to Mel Kiper and guys like that about their projections, and their projections are usually pretty spot on. There's a mix up every once in a while, but I kind of don't like looking at them. I just like being surprised. I think that's what makes the draft interesting. But if you know exactly who's going to go and go where, it's just kind of like, well, It's not that great to me. But I kind of like. I don't look at any mock drafts. I just wait and watch the draft and see who gets who and all that good stuff. And
I'm pretty excited to see who's going to win our bet. I think I'm going to win. I'm feeling really good about it.
And trust me, dude, I really want Jennings to. I want him to be a first round draft pick. I love Juwan Jennings. He's been so great for the University of Tennessee. I just think with his combine, it really hurt him. It really did. The thing they kept talking about was his speed. But, one thing they didn't talk about was, his ability to break tackles. He's hard to get down. I mean, you watch him all year long. People had the hardest time bringing him down. Look at that South Carolina game. Yep. I mean, he's a tough kid, and I think he'll do good somewhere. I just don't think he'll get drafted ahead of Callaway.
We shall see. Anything else going on in the draft? What about any other current news? What's going on? Dave says my audio is always low. Dave, we worked on that this morning. One of the reasons why we started late. And when we do our test recordings, it sounds great. I'm not sure where the fall off is there, but I'm going to do my best to get it resolved. Maybe we'll create a little test group on Facebook or something like that, and test the audio there and see how it comes back while we're live streaming. It's got to be something in the live stream.
Yeah, Dave, was it? I don't know if you were here on the last show. If you were, was it as low as it was last show? Because if that's the case, then yeah, that's kind of bad. Because I mean, it was hard to even hear Josh on the last one.
I mean, I cranked it up. I got it cranked up, buddy.
I don't know if Bobby's watching or not.
It should be blowing everybody's ears out. I mean, when I talk, the bar goes all the way over to the right there where it's showing my audio. I mean, I'm getting in the red. I don't know.
Text maybe we can text Bobby and see if he notices.
Let me see. Is this louder?
It definitely is on my end.
It may be the microphone. So,
could be.
I mean, I got a new headset. Maybe it's not doing what I need to do. Maybe I need to take it back and pick up a different headset.
Yeah. Maybe, where'd you buy that? Dollar General?
Family Dollar, actually. They're going out of business,
nice.
Left and right, so I figured I needed to help them out.
Clearance.
Yeah, going out of business sale at the Family Dollar down here in Campbell County.
Nice. Which, back to the current news. I mean, there's no current news that I'm aware of, other than just talking about the virus, still hoping, keeping our fingers crossed that we'll have some sort of sports. Yeah. I'm really hoping baseball season will start up. I mean, if they have to start baseball, and play in front of no fans in empty stadiums or whatever, I don't care at this point. Just give us something, some kind of sports we can watch other than, people like South Korean baseball or you know what I'm saying? Like, give us something.
Right. I think I've seen some kids soccer videos popping up on ESPN. That's how desperate they are, I think, for the for sports content.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, it's rough. It's the off season anyway in terms of football, and not having football, but not being certain about whether or not there's going to be a season. That makes it even worse. Not having basketball and baseball to hold you. I'm a huge baseball fan. We were getting ready to start our fantasy leagues and everything right before all this started.
Same here. I love baseball.
Now nothing. Now we get nothing. Dave Newcomb says, let's talk JT Daniels.
All right, let's talk JT Daniels. Are you talking about isn't he the quarterback at Southern Cal? Hello?
Yeah. Oh no, I'm here. I'm waiting for Dave to respond to you. I'm going through here. I want to make sure I've got this pop-up chat thing going here, but I want to make sure that we're talking to the YouTube folks. It doesn't look like anybody's chattering in the YouTubes. So okay. I'm gonna stroll over to YouTube. and I'm gonna find our stream. I want to make sure we're not leaving anybody out. If anybody's in the YouTube channel watching, if you could throw a chat up, just let me see what's going on.
And you know what, Josh? If you want,
Dave says, yeah, he's in the transfer portal. Transfer portal.
I'll take him, man.
The whiskey's getting to me already.
Somebody said, oh, we don't need another quarterback. That's bullcrap, man. We'll take anybody we can get. I don't care at this point. Having a lot of quarterbacks is a good problem to have. Because I think everyone knows, especially if you follow me on social media, I'm not a JG fan. I'm not going to sit here and bash the kid. I'm not going to sit here and talk really bad about him, but I'm not a fan of his. I don't feel comfortable with him as our quarterback. I'm just being real.
Oh, yeah, there's all kinds of chats going on in there. That little pop-up chat thing I had apparently wasn't working. NASCAR Vol's been going off in here. All right. Jonathan Emmons says, what's that?
How do they, on YouTube, how does it sound, guys? Is Josh louder? I mean, are we at least close, or is it like a big difference as far as audio?
Everybody on YouTube says everything sounds fine. Sounds good.
Great.
So, Dave, go watch on YouTube. Quit being a Facebook loser.
Yeah, Facebook's for old people only. No, I'm kidding.
That's right. You got to get with the young kids over there on TikTok.
Yeah.
So Jonathan Emmons says, go Vols, go Tennessee, Vols all the way. Jonathan, thanks for watching. Haas says, #professional.
That's right. That's my man Haas right there. Shout out to you, sir.
NASCAR Vol says, this will be the highest rated draft ever. Don't like mock drafts. Juwan takes give your all for Tennessee, the heart, and it's all to heart, and it's always great to see a home state player give that much for the school. I agree 100%. And then everybody's just saying it sounds fine. It sounds fine.
Well, thanks. We are some professionals. And,
yeah, man. I mean, when you're running a show, a high production show like this off of a laptop from home,
this is what you get.
This is what you get. That's right. Don't knock our production, because we work really hard on this.
Yeah, we're getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning getting this thing ready.
Bobby says you better be funny on this show. Maybe you ought to take your shirt off. Do you know how to do the truffle shuffle?
I do know how to do the truffle shuffle.
Oh my God! Will you do the truffle shuffle for the fans? I'll avert my eyes. Do it. Do it. You don't have to take your shirt off. I think you just got to lift it up.
We got to wait for a few more people to come in here.
You want more eyes
if
on
we
that?
If we get 50 people in here, I'll do the truffle shuffle.
Oh, that may be asking a lot. All right. Vol history. Carter,
all right.
I think you've got a great moment in Vol history.
I do, especially if some of you old farts are in here watching, you'll love it. So we're going to talk about the 1986 Sugar Bowl against the Miami Hurricanes. One of Tennessee's greatest wins of all time, arguably, besides the national championship game with Florida State. But the reason I guess that was so special, even though I wasn't even alive, but I think you were, Josh, because you're old as dirt. But the reason it was so special is because, yeah, that Miami.
Be quiet. They're running through the tee. They're running through the tee. Don't talk.
Out of the tunnel, and the Big Orange faithful outnumber the Miami faithful here in the Superdome, probably 10-1. Tennessee with a record of 8-1-2, SEC champions. They lost to Florida by 7 points at Gainesville. There are 2 ties against UCLA and Georgia Tech. Coach Johnny Majors, 9th year at his alma mater, 59-40-5. They have just won their first SEC championship under Johnny Majors. And they're forming now the T, which opens the avenue for the Volunteers to come bolting out of the tunnel. It's expected about 40,000 Rapid Ball fans are here.
Woo! Them sugar balls. That's a beautiful thing.
We outnumbered them big time from what I hear. Which, I mean, that doesn't surprise me. But the thing, I guess the reason it was so special was because we had a great season. We tied twice, lost once, won 9 games when it was all said and done. We beat Alabama. I think that was for the 4th year in a row. We beat number 1 Auburn when they had Bo Jackson, but that Miami team was loaded. You had Michael Irvin, Alonzo Highsmith, Vinny Testaverde. I think some of the Blades were on there. Benny Blades, I don't know, but that's when the U was really the U, where they were the bad boys and all this and all that. And Tennessee was such a heavy underdog into that game. And you got to think, too, Miami, they beat us. They're the national champions. And that would have been the 4th national championship in the 80s alone for Miami. And so we just beat the crap out of them, 35-7. Just ran up and down the field on them. Local Milan guy, me being from Milan, Tennessee, caught a touchdown pass in that game. So that was big. But yeah, I mean, it was before the 98 championship game, that's probably the greatest UT win ever. And some people may still consider it to be. I would say it's definitely right behind the Fiesta Bowl in 99. So, but yeah, great moment in Vols history.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're 2-1 against Miami.
Now, I was 4 years old when that game. Well, I guess I would have been 5. No, I would have still been 4, just about to turn 5. But I rewatched it over and over. It was a great performance from Tennessee. They absolutely clobbered a team that should have won a national championship. It's one thing whenever, somebody, the underdog upsets somebody. It's another one whenever they crush the team. And
oh yeah.
And I love watching that happen. Bobby's talking trash about our internet connection. Says we need Ethernet and the video isn't coming through good. And
well, hey, Bobby, you're Mr. Big Bucks. You're the owner. Buy all that stuff for us.
That's right. Everybody email Bobby and complain about the video and tell him he needs to get us a nice new computer set up so that we can run a better show. Because this show's fun as it is. I mean, imagine how it would be with good video and audio.
Yeah, the content's great.
Yeah, if I do say so myself. Yeah, that production team, we're still waiting on them.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what really grinds my gears, Carter? When people on your live stream talk about your production value.
I know. I agree.
You want to grind your gears?
I need to at this point.
What do you got for us today, man?
Well, you know what really grinds my gears? This is kind of I usually do 3 things. So these first 2 go hand in hand. You know what really grinds my gears, Josh?
What's that?
Freaking sunshine pumpers.
Yeah.
Sunshine pumpers really grind my gears. And I know one of them who says every daggone video, we're going 15-0. I promised you that.
I'm trying to think of who you might be talking about.
No, some guy. I think his name's what is his name?
Robert?
Yeah. No.
Bob?
No, I think it's like Stinky Fish or something like that. I don't know. But
Dogfish?
Yeah, Dogfish. But no, for real though, he not bandwagon fans, but Sunshine Pumpers, man, they really grind my gears because if you go, especially like if you on with Tennessee fans, I know every fan base has Sunshine Pumpers, but there's some groups on a certain social media site that will not be named, and it doesn't matter if we're 0-10 and we're getting ready to play, you know, Alabama, who's ranked number 1, that they still think we're going to win. And look, I'm all for being optimistic. I'm all for it. But there comes a certain point where you're just being ridiculous.
Yeah.
And just being, you know, way too big of a sunshine pumper. Which brings me to my next part. Do you know what else grinds my gears, Josh?
Hold on just a second. Hold that thought. We got a couple of folks in here sunshine pumping.
Oh, great.
Don and NASCAR Vol say we're taking it to Oklahoma and Norman.
Hey, that's fine. I can agree with that.
That's not sunshine
Totally
pumping because
agree
there's a
No.
high probability that might happen.
No, sunshine pumping, for instance, this year would be like, we're going 15-0. We're going to win the national title. We're going to win it all. But not only that, but saying it like we're going to just beat the dog crap out of everybody we play.
I get you. I feel you.
Now, the more we're getting better as a program, the more, it's not as much sunshine pumping anymore. So, you got to think 2 years ago or 2018 season, if you were going to tell somebody with a brand new head coach, we're going 15-0, that's kind of what I'm talking about. That kind of talk.
I got you. NASCAR Vol says best show on YouTube, 15-0.
That's right.
Put the hands up in the air, Carter. Raise
Thank
the
you,
roof.
NASCAR
Raise
Vol.
the roof. Raise the roof. Raise the roof with me.
It is a sprinkler.
Hey, at least one person out there thinks we're the best show on YouTube.
That's right. Shout out to NASCAR Vol. He is a regular on the Sunday night stream with BVD. He's a regular on BVD TV. So, and I appreciate the support over here, NASCAR Vol.
Word. Thank you, sir.
Maybe the general can come on here and y'all can do some more arguing. Those are funny.
All right, what else you got on the gear grinding? Get
Well,
all your bitching and moaning out of the way so that we can move on to something more productive.
After the oh, really? Okay. So after, I said sunshine pumpers. Well, you know what else grinds my gears? Negavols, negative fans, whatever you want to call them. They're just as bad. And there's times where I'm not going to lie, I've been negative. There's times where I've been a sunshine pumper. But there's just always those fans that are, no matter what we're doing, no matter what it is, they're just negative. Oh, Tennessee can't do this right. Tennessee can't do that right. You're sitting at a game or at a bar watching Tennessee play, and we throw one incomplete pass. Oh, my God, that guy sucks. Get him out of there. He's garbage, or whatever it may be. Those negavols are just as bad as sunshine pumpers.
Yeah, I'm not sure if a lot of people realize this, but not every play in football is a 75-yard bomb for a touchdown.
Exactly. A lot of armchair quarterbacks.
Yeah, you got to give credit to the other team's defenses and offenses. I mean, that's what football's about. It's a chess match between the coaches and the players. Got to perform too. A lot of things have to go right for the play to work. And just getting down on the team because of a few incomplete passes, or I understand now with the let's say last season, the season before, in the past decade or so, why there's been so many negavols coming out of the woodwork, because we just can't seem to find. We just kept falling further and further and further. That 4-8 season, man. The season before that, I said, it can't get really any worse. At least we're moving in a positive direction. And then we have the 4-8 season, and it just blew my mind. So yeah. I jumped on the Negavol bandwagon there for a while, if I'm being honest, But it's easy to do, but you got to remember to step back off of it. Step on shore, see what's going on. Bobby says he'll buy us an Ethernet cable.
Why? So I can hang myself with it.
I don't know. Maybe, let's see. He says we're beating OU. He promised. Hold on. We're beating OU. I promise you that. That's my best, Bobby.
What's up, Facebook? What's up, YouTubes?
There you go. He says we're going 15-0, and he says this is the second best show.
Oh, okay. Well, second best show. That's pretty good.
I want to know who we're behind.
Oh, well, you know who we're behind? Him and Billy.
No, what? Let's let the fans vote. Fans, get in there. Are we?
Make a
Is Picked
poll.
Off better than Bobby and Catfish on the Volunteer Roadshow? But you want to make a fan poll?
Yeah, make a fan poll.
Bobby, put that poll up on Volunteer Roadshow Facebook page.
Yep.
Maybe Bobby and Billy have a much better production value.
They do.
There's no doubt about that. But they've got the checkbook too. So
that's true.
Who do you give credit to for the JG fumble against Alabama?
I give it to JG.
Yeah, that's a highlight reel for Alabama. They're using that.
Yeah,
they're using that on SEC Network.
That's one of the top plays of the year for them.
Yeah. In a lackluster season for respectively, relatively speaking, lackluster for the Tide. It's bad when they're using ball highlights.
Oh yeah, for sure.
NASCAR Vol says negative fans are worse than sunshine pumpers. Would you agree with that?
To me, they go hand in hand. It depends. Yeah, maybe a little bit. Probably. Yeah, I think you're right, NASCAR. They can be. It just depends on how negative they are. And because let's be honest, there's some fans that are negative, but they're not that bad. And there's some fans that are sunshine pumpers, but they're not that bad. But there's bad. There's some that take it to the extreme on both ends. And it's really the sunshine pumpers that are take it to the extreme. They're just more annoying than anything because they just, it's like it doesn't matter what we do or who we play or they're just
Man, I tell you what, though, here's my take on sunshine pumpers. At least they're supporting their program.
That's true, and I guess that's why I'd give them the edge as far as that goes. To me, I've always tried to be realistic in everything, more than anything. Just try to be realistic with Tennessee football. I don't try to be too negative. I don't try to be overly positive. I just try to be realistic. Because, and I'll look at it like Tennessee has a chance to win any game they play. Doesn't matter who it's against. I will always be that way. But some more than others.
Well, so when I first became a Tennessee fan whenever I enrolled in the University of Tennessee, I was trying to think of what date. God dang, this is 2006. 14 years ago. That was the case. The very first Tennessee game I ever watched was Notre Dame, Tennessee at Neyland Stadium. It was a low-scoring game.
Yeah, we got about 4 points.
Yeah, Notre Dame pulled off the win.
Because Eric Ainge got hurt.
I think they pulled it off late in the game, didn't they?
Well, Eric Ainge got hurt that game, and Brent Schaefer had been hurt the week before at South Carolina, so we had to throw in left-handed Rick Clausen, and they just stuffed us, man. They stopped our run game, and Clausen he couldn't get it done.
Yeah, NASCAR Vol says that Picked Off is better than Bobby.
Wow.
Haas says Picked Off is better.
Nice.
And I think those are nobody has said that Bobby and Billy are better than we are. So
yeah,
I count that as a win.
And Bobby, those aren't fake accounts, aren't troll accounts. Haas is a real person, so just so you know. But I think it's time to look. This whiskey's getting me a little fired up. I'm ready to grind my gears one more time.
Are you drinking whiskey?
Yeah.
Did you tell me that at the beginning of the
show? Jack Daniel's Honey.
Oh, I thought you just meant you had some. I didn't realize you had it in your cup.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if this is Bobby or Billy. Somebody's on the Volunteer Roadshow account on the YouTube chat here, and it says, "Come on, Hoss. Carter looks 15."
Wow.
So you gonna take that sitting down or?
Well, I don't even know who it is. They're hiding behind the Volunteer Roadshow name. So, I mean,
Listen, if it's Billy, are you really gonna do anything?
if it's Billy, me and Billy are going to line up. We're going to, I'm going to be Brandon Burlsworth. We're going to do this again.
Billy has not played football in I don't know how many years, but I guarantee you still end up on your back if that happens.
And that's okay, because I'd be like, dude, I just got freaking clobbered by a Tennessee player. That'd be awesome. I'd love to do that.
There you go.
Sign me up.
I'll call Billy this afternoon. We'll see if we can video that.
Yes,
include it
I
in the
would
show.
love it. I would love it.
You're gonna have to make the trip down here to East Tennessee, though.
That's fine. I usually come a couple times a year. Oh man.
VTW, I guess, is a Georgia fan. He says, "Go Dogs." Jesus.
Oh jeez.
How do these guys get in here?
Well, hey, we appreciate you coming on.
Yeah, thanks for supporting us and everything, but stop it with that Go Dogs stuff.
But anyway, I guess we better get back to the outline here.
You gonna keep grinding your gears?
I gotta grind my gears one
You
more
talked
time.
about sunshine pumpers and mega balls.
Damn it! I gotta get serious here. Gotta get real serious, because this one.
Oh, hold on. Let me go back.
I really.
He's taking his shades off, folks.
Really need to get my point across here. And this goes out to all the UK fans out there.
Let me give you a little more fuel for your fire here as you finish up this this segment. Bobby says, "Carter, it's catfish, and that ain't Jack Daniels, it's apple juice."
No, it's milk from your man boobs.
VTW says, "You guys are not ready yet. Give that talented youth another year to develop." That's fair.
Yeah, I'll take that.
But I still think we got a shot against Oklahoma.
Yeah, I think we got. I'll tell you this. I think we got a better chance of beating Oklahoma in Norman than any of the other games we play, as far as top teams. I'll say that.
All right, buddy, get fired up for this final gear grinding.
So, do you know what really grinds my gears, Josh?
Tell me.
These damn Kentucky fans. These damn Kentucky fans on social media, on everything. They always got to say, just wait till basketball season. Now, that's pretty annoying, but it is what it is. But what really grinds my gears is you damn Kentucky fans who think that you're some big rival in football. You think you're something special. I mean, Kentucky fans the last two seasons have been so freaking mouthy, and we've been beating them. I know in 2018 they had the best damn season they've ever had, and since Bear Bryant was their coach. I get it, but we still whooped their ass. We beat them this past year in Lexington, but they're still mouthing off. You're Kentucky. You're nothing. We're better at you than everything. Football. We got better lottery tickets than you got. We got better whiskey than you got. I mean, we got everything is better in Tennessee than in Kentucky. What do people go to Kentucky for? Just to watch a horse race? Who gives a crap?
I go to that water park up there.
Oh my God. Well, they got to get some people to come up there for something. Give them a water park. We got Nashville Shores. I bet it's better.
Have you been to? I guess you probably haven't, because you're way over on the west side.
I'm in Northwest Tennessee. I'm on the Kentucky line.
You've never been to Kentucky Splash, though.
Don't need to go.
It's right up 75. This is not a plug, I promise you. This is personal experience. It's right up 75, just as you come across Kentucky State line. And
don't need to.
It's a pretty good water park. It's a lot of fun. It's kind of small, but listen, you can go there and you can get a hot dog for like $2 and a canned soda for like 50 cents. The concessions and stuff are still, 1990s prices.
Wow.
So you can't knock that. And it's got pools and slides and all those fun things. I enjoy going up there.
That's really great.
I am upset that it's in Kentucky though.
Yeah, but moving on. I've grinded my gears.
So that's it. You're just mad at Kentucky fans for saying wait till basketball season?
No, I mean that's fine. That's all they can say. No, I'm mad. I'm mad because they all of a sudden got a set of you know what, and they're super mouthy right now. Even though we beat them twice, we beat them both years that they started this newfound tradition called football. They think they have.
Catfish says Kentucky is not a rival to anybody in football.
Exactly.
Are they a rival to Vanderbilt though?
I wouldn't even say that. No, maybe
Louisville.
That's probably probably.
They play Louisville every year, right?
That's right. They do.
Yeah. So they're a rival to ACC. What Louisville's ACC, right? Where are they at?
Yeah. They're former Big East, now ACC team.
The Big East thing. A lot of those Big East teams throw me.
Yeah, I mean, there was Big East at one time. Had some pretty good teams. They had Miami, Virginia Tech. I wouldn't really consider Louisville, but yeah, when Miami and Virginia Tech was in the Big East, it was pretty, respectable, I guess.
NASCAR says the best UK team ever lost to a terrible Tennessee team, 24-7.
That's right.
And Catfish says people from Kentucky are borderline Yankees. I hope there's somebody in here from Kentucky that heard that. People from Kentucky are borderline Yankees. There you go. You heard it from the Catfish's mouth.
Kentucky is a place where men are men and sheep are scared, or goats are scared. Just saying.
That's probably pretty accurate. You've grinded your gears. You got it all out of your system?
I got it out of my system. What's next?
Let's talk about our top 5 bucket list non-Tennessee games. And before we start this segment, I want to tell you guys, Carter sprung this on me this morning as we were setting the show up. So I've been trying to think about it. I think I've got 5, but forgive me if I have to think about it a little bit longer. Go ahead. Why don't you start with yours?
Well, and we don't have to go in particular order, but I'll just say it like this. I've always wanted to go, one of the main ones, and I can't even give you a good reason why, but I've always wanted to go to an OU Texas game, Red River rivalry. I've always liked how it's played at the Cotton Bowl. I know the Texas State Fair is going on at the same time. I've seen a lot of great games in the past watching that game, and I've always just been intrigued by it, and I've always wanted to go see it. So that's one of them. Number 2, I want to see an Iron Bowl. I want to see it in Auburn, and I want to see it in Tuscaloosa. Because I think it's a great rivalry, and I'd like to see how the atmosphere is. Number 3, I'd like to see a world's largest outdoor cocktail party. And I think I just okay. Did y'all?
No,
my video just
good.
went out.
You're good.
I want to see a world's largest outdoor cocktail party, Georgia, Florida. That's a big rivalry, and that would be really cool to see. Because the fan, I've seen so many stories about how the fans interact, and it's pretty crazy. And a girl I used to date that lived in Jacksonville, she would tell me like it was just insane that week every year. But that's number 3. I'd also like to see Michigan, Ohio State at both places, the Big House and the Shoe. I'd like to see an Egg Bowl. That'd be my last one. I don't know why, but I want to see an Egg Bowl. I just love watching that game because so much crazy things happen in the Egg Bowl.
That is true.
Every time look at this past season, dude hiked his leg like a dog, and they missed the extra point.
For a second there, I was going to call you crazy, but let's think about what's happened in the Egg Bowl in its history, and look at what's about to happen. You're going to have Lane Kiffin coaching against the Pirate. It's gonna be hilarious. That game, I bet you that game, I'd take the over. I don't care what it is. If it's 200, I'd take the over.
They might put that game on the CBS Game of the Week. I'm not even
They're
joking.
gonna have to.
And that's probably hadn't happened in forever, because they always put the Iron Bowl on there.
NASCAR Vol says we beat UK in football and beat them regularly in basketball over the last 5 years.
Exactly.
That's true. He's not.
I mean, look,
he's not incorrect.
They own us overall in basketball. That's no lie, but we don't just play basketball. And let's be honest here, the SEC is a football conference. That's a fact. And I love beating them in basketball just as much as I might even enjoy beating them in basketball, maybe a little more than football, just because there's 3 things that happen in life. Number 1, you live. Number 2, you die. Number 3, Tennessee beats Kentucky in football. That's always going to be the case.
I could live with that. That's a pretty good group. We put it on a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Do you hear that, Bobby? Put it on a t-shirt. Let's sell some merchandise. That way Carter Carter can afford some some beard growth balm or something.
Some beard growth hormones, what you meant to say there, Josh.
There you go. All right. So somebody else said something in here. Oh yeah, VTW. So I was bagging on him for being a Georgia fan and saying go Dogs, but he says, I hope that y'all beat OU, Florida, and Alabama this season.
We appreciate that.
So you're welcome in here anytime now, VTW.
Who does Georgia play
except for in November. They play Alabama.
Yeah. Well, no, I said non-conference. They got to play somebody other than Georgia Tech. Who is that?
Well, I think didn't that Alabama game take the place of their non-conference, because they've got two non-conference games this schedule.
Well, no,
two cross-conference.
Yeah, every team has 2 cross-conference. Auburn is the one they all have every year, just like us. It's Alabama, and theirs is Auburn. And I guess that's just the rotation. Alabama, that's just how it rotated this year.
Oh, I guess. Yeah, you're right. Never mind. I'm thinking.
But every team plays 4 non-conference games, and usually, everybody in the SEC has one FCS team they play, and usually 3 weak FBS teams. But Georgia plays Georgia Tech every year. But still, I was pretty sure they were playing somebody a little bit more, somebody other than Georgia Tech this year. I can't remember who. Comment. Oh wait, they're playing Virginia this year, I think. Am I right? I think they play Virginia in Atlanta.
I think so.
Chick-fil-A kickoff.
Yep. I think you're right.
Which, that ain't going to be no game.
Yeah, there he goes. NASCAR says Uga plays UVA.
Yeah, that'll be a blowout.
Yeah. Did you hear, what's her name back there? That Amazon.
What was that?
That Amazon chick. I got an Amazon chick that lives in my living room. Every now and then she thinks I say her name.
Sweet. How do I get one of those?
They're like $20 on Amazon.com.
Oh, sweet.
Yep.
I need a girl to talk to me.
Yeah, she'll say all kinds of funny things. We'll do a segment one time. We'll just ask her all kinds of college football questions.
Sounds good.
We'll put that on the show.
So what's your bucket list, Josh?
All right. So I would like to see Notre Dame, USC.
Okay.
I like, when I first moved to Tennessee, I went and saw that Tennessee Notre Dame game. Notre Dame's just an iconic program.
Absolutely.
Every college football fan should see them play at least once. Whether they're playing your team or you can just get to a Notre Dame game that's nearby. I recommend it. It's just college football. I'd like to see either Notre Dame, Michigan, or Ohio State, Michigan. I'm back and forth between those two. Probably Notre Dame, Michigan. And don't listen. I am not a Notre Dame fan. I can't stand that team. can't stand the program, but it is an iconic program, and those are some of the not non-Tennessee outside of the conference rivalries that I would like to see. I mean,
Okay.
Notre Dame's involved in both of those. So Notre Dame, USC, Notre Dame, Michigan. I would love to go to an Army Navy game.
Yeah, and I thought about putting them on my list. So yeah.
Yeah. I watched a lot of Texas A&M football before I moved to Tennessee. I lived in College Station, Texas. But the one time, so I lived there for 3 years. A&M was away the first year. They were home the second year, and I missed it. And A&M was away the third year, so I never saw A&M and Texas play live. I've watched it on TV 100 times, but I've never seen them play live. So I'd love to go to that game. It's a big rivalry, and I know that the rivalry's dead now that A&M's over in the SEC, but it's just a game that I'd really like to see. What's that? 4? Yeah,
That's 3.
That's 4. Notre Dame, Michigan.
Oh yeah.
Notre
You're right.
Dame-
You're right.
Notre
You're right.
Dame,
I forgot about
USC.
Army Navy.
Army Navy, Texas A&M and Texas, and
So one more.
Man, I don't know. Who do I want to see?
I don't know. There's lots of good ones.
I know it. Man, who's LSU's biggest rival? Florida?
Arkansas.
Is it Arkansas? Right now, I don't think I'd want to go see LSU Arkansas because it would just be a bloodbath.
Yeah.
But,
Alabama's a pretty big one for them too. I went and seen an LSU Alabama game once. It was pretty crazy.
But isn't Florida that cross divisional rival that they play every year?
Yeah.
That's a pretty big rivalry. And even when LSU is on their top game, Florida somehow manages to get under their skin.
Yeah.
I think I'd like to see LSU football. At any rate, I'd like to go to Death Valley and watch LSU play, one of their big rivals. LSU, Florida, Alabama. I hear the atmosphere over there in Baton Rouge is pretty insane.
It is pretty insane.
So there you go. That's my top 5. Criticize me all you want. Slam me in the comments. I don't care.
Haters hate, fans you're welcome.
Jack Daniels doesn't care anyway.
No.
All right. Somebody says, I want to see Penn State whiteout. That'd be fun. Yeah. Oh, that's NASCAR. Yeah. That's legit. That would be a good one.
Absolutely.
Who's Penn State's big rivalry?
Shoot. I guess anybody in the Big Damn 10. I don't know. Michigan State, I think.
Is it Michigan State?
Michigan. I think Michigan is. I don't really. Damn, I don't know.
Tennessee plays Army in 2022.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's right.
Boy.
Right, we did.
I'm glad it's Army and not Navy. Georgia Tech showed us that we can't handle the option.
Man, God, I was at that game. That was so frustrating.
Man, I thought after that Georgia Tech game, I was like, well, we scooted by, or we just skated by that option team. We're gonna have a good season now. The option thing's out of the way, and then we went 4-8.
Yeah.
Georgia
Hey,
Tech's
Josh, guess what?
What?
You know what time it is, right?
What time is it?
It's time for that whack-ass tradition, son.
You want to hit them with a whack-ass tradition?
I think we should hit them with the whack-ass tradition.
You don't want to talk about the Butchism? Am I out of order?
Yeah,
Let's go whack-ass tradition then. And
the whack-ass tradition is the South Carolina Gamecocks in Sandstorm. Techno music and football just don't go together, people.
This is true.
No.
Did you just blow a whistle?
I just blew a whistle.
That's fantastic.
A Tennessee whistle at that.
There you go.
Flag.
All right, you guys ready to hear Sandstorm? We got the video right here. Did you have your sandstorm towel out? Is that what I saw there in the background?
Yes, yes, it was.
I transitioned over off the video so everybody could see that.
Nice.
I was mixing it up over here with my headphones. I should have.
Fist bumping.
I should have. Don't you kick one up? Yeah, it's like this, right? Like you kick one up, and then you hit
Something
that
like that.
turntable.
Well, shit,
Yes, a
South Carolina,
sandstorm.
they got those little towels and they just wave them.
Yeah, it's pretty whack.
Oh man, very whack. It doesn't belong in college football, but what do you expect from a former ACC team?
When did that song? When did that song come out? I mean, 2000, 2001, 2002,
something like that. Yeah.
So it can't be that big of a tradition. Well, I guess it's. Sorry, pardon my language. I guess it's 2020 now. So.
Yeah, it's been around for. I'd say it's been around over 10 years for sure. Now I don't remember it in 2004.
So when did they use it though? When did they start using it?
Probably, well, it had to be when Spurrier was there because I was at South Carolina in 2004 and they did not do that. Lou Holtz should never allow it. Okay, but I don't know. I guess probably we need a cock in here that could tell us because I don't know.
Do you know how much money I would pay to see Lou Holtz dancing the Sandstorm?
With his shirt, like taking his shirt off and like,
waving, yeah, doing the thing.
Yeah, Spurrier can use his visor.
Big time money. I mean, big time
money.
Yeah,
click clack. Head ball coach here, click clack.
Can't spell citrus without UT. Son of a bitch. Bobby, can we beep this stuff out in post production? Oh, we're live, aren't we?
Yes, Ron Burgundy, we're live.
Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter? All right, Butchism of the week.
Oh God, champions of life. We did 5-star hearts last week. We're gonna do champions of life.
So we're kicking this segment off with the top two.
Yeah, the biggest ones.
That means it's just gonna get worse from here.
Exactly. But don't worry, we got plenty. I mean, he was the gift that kept on giving.
That's right. Champions of life. Talk about it. Tell me what you think.
Oh man, what I think is I want to strangle him. But yeah, I mean, first he comes out with 5-star hearts, and then and I remember when it happened because we Florida ended up beating whoever they needed to beat to win the East. So we didn't win the East, and it was a press conference. I think we just beat Missouri, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know, may not. Wait, no, I don't know. It was Kentucky maybe, but whoever we beat, the Florida game had been over for a few hours, and somebody said, well, Butcher, is it disappointing that you won't have a chance to be an SEC champion this year because, Florida? He said, oh, well, it's okay because we're champions of life. God almighty, who says some dumb crap like that? Oh, my God, just embarrassing.
Bernice Jones over on Facebook says she's seen Tennessee play Notre Dame.
Nice. Yeah,
it was a great game, man. It was a great atmosphere. It made me instantly fall in love with Tennessee football. Instantly.
I got to go see him play in South Bend in 2001. It was pretty cool.
Back then, they were not champions of life.
No,
they were champions of the SEC.
Yeah, we were
the SEC East.
Yeah, exactly.
They were bowl game champions. So check this out. I moved to fun little story here, and this, we can talk about this game maybe in a history segment one day. I moved to Tennessee in the year of 2004. I moved in October 2004. What do you know about the 2004 season in Tennessee's bowl games?
I know a lot about it.
So
we beat A&M in the Cotton Bowl.
Right. All right.
38-7.
I'm coming from, and the reason I was living in College Station, I was trying to get into the veterinary school down there. So that's actually how I ended up in Tennessee. I was trying to get into Texas A&M. Texas A&M, you basically got to know somebody. What you got there?
That's the Notre Dame
Tennessee,
game.
Notre Dame. All right.
Yep, 2004.
I'm trying. You basically got to know somebody to get into the A&M veterinary program. Tennessee is a little more relaxed. They hold open a lot more seats for their own undergrads and stuff like that. So I'm trying to get into veterinary school at the time. I moved to Tennessee to get into that program. But I'm still at the time I'm still a Texas A&M fan. I grew up a Texas A&M fan. I lived in Texas, until I was 21, 22, something like that. I moved to Tennessee, and the football season's over. It's going into the postseason. Tennessee draws Texas A&M for the Cotton Bowl.
Right.
And I'm walking around Knoxville telling everybody that Texas A&M's about to come stomp a mud hole in Tennessee's butt. And I made a bet with somebody, $100 bet, $500 bet, something like that. It was like my neighbor 2 doors down, and he smiled whenever he shook my hand. And I didn't know a lot about Tennessee football then. I knew that they won the championship in '98, and I knew that they were a top tier program. But I come to Tennessee. I tell everybody A&M's going to hand it to them, and Tennessee just absolutely destroys Texas A&M, rips my heart out of my chest. And then I get accepted to Tennessee and go see that Tennessee Notre Dame game, and fall in love with Tennessee football. And it's been downhill ever since, as we discussed in the last episode. So there's my story of the day. Also, fun fact, side note, I had never seen snow before in my life. I'm from Southeast Texas on the Gulf Coast. I had never traveled anywhere and saw snow. We always traveled in the summer, so I never got to see snow. Never seen snow until I moved to Tennessee. Thanksgiving Day, it started snowing. So I called my family up back in Texas. We didn't have I think we had Skype back then, but I was on a desktop. You couldn't take the desktop outside and show them the snow or anything. I sent them some pictures and email and things like that. But I moved to Tennessee, never seen snow. It snows on Thanksgiving Day. I call my family and I say, hey, I'm going to have a white Christmas. It's already snowing and it's only Thanksgiving. And it's just going to get worse from here on out. I don't know if you remember about the year 2004, but I don't know if you remember the weather patterns. But in Tennessee, Christmas rolls around, no snow. There's no snow in the forecast, so I'm not going to have a white Christmas.
Usually how it goes.
Yeah. For the first time in 109 or 119 years, in my hometown in Texas, it dropped 3 feet of snow. My sister made videos of herself building a snowman on the beach. And
nice.
All my fans. So, that's kind of the story of my life. I make these outlandish claims, and then, the good Lord above shows me that he's got different plans. But yeah,
great.
It was nuts. All of my friends and family are posting all over Facebook, or maybe it was MySpace back then. Pictures of themselves in the snow. But yeah, so still to this day, 2020, 15 years later, 16 years later, I still have never had snow on Christmas Day.
Oh man, well maybe it'll happen this year.
It probably won't.
I think it's time for General Neyland's 7 memes.
General Neyland's 7 memes. All right, we'll hit them with it. Who you want to hit first, Auburn?
Hey, you got it in order. Do it how you want to do it.
All right, we're going to hit Auburn first. There it is. Auburn fans be like, why Eagle? Is that just one tooth on the bottom there?
I don't know. It's pretty.
Is that just one big tooth? Let's see. Maybe a cluster.
That's a question for BVD. If he's in the comments, he would know.
BVD knows. BVD is our volunteer roadshow dental expert. All right.
Yeah.
Next up, let's see. Who are we going to hit? Well, let's stay in the state of Alabama. There it is. When it's time for Alabama to kick the extra point.
Nice.
They've not had a lot of success in that.
And that's what's crazy, because Alabama used to have like really good kickers, like, years back. And then all of a sudden, the last, 15 years, I don't know. I guess it's just Nick Saban. He just can't recruit. He can recruit everything else but a kicker.
Yeah, it's strange to me, and don't, I mean, I've heard in the past few seasons, about these awesome kicker recruits and stuff that he's got coming in, and I don't know, maybe it's just something. Maybe he doesn't have special teams practice or field goal kicking practice. Maybe it's not allowed in Tuscaloosa.
I guess
something's got to be happening down there to cause the deficiencies in that kicking game. Nick Saban doesn't believe in field goals. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that could be true. That could be it.
All right, Vanderbilt fans, here you go. You want me to grow up and play for who?
That one's great.
Yeah, every kid's nightmare. Vanderbilt's a great school, though. If you
yeah.
If you get on that football team, man, you're walking out with a killer degree.
Yep.
All right. While we're talking about mediocre programs in the SEC East, let's go ahead and hit Kentucky. Is it too late to try out for the cheerleading squad? He looks like a cheerleader in that.
He does.
Who is
I'm not sure. I almost thought it ain't Bowden, is it? Lynn Bowden? Is that Lynn Bowden?
I don't know. Maybe.
It's funny if it is.
That's the best quarterback that they've had, and I don't know how long.
And he's not even a quarterback. He's a daggum receiver. They just throw it. They threw in a quarterback. The fact that people are like, yeah, he might, he could be a good draft pick. I'm like, at what? Not at quarterback. I mean, all they did was run with him. I mean, he can't throw a lick, really.
He's the best quarterback to come out of that university since the Hefty Lefty.
That's true.
That's sad. That's what that is. All right.
Rest in peace to the Hefty Lefty.
Let's just keep on walking up the ladder in the SEC East here and hit USC. Not to worry, fans. Women's basketball season will be here soon. Here lately, I would say that kind of applies to Tennessee too, but our women's basketball team hasn't been great.
No, they haven't. They have not. Coach Harper needs to turn that around.
I think she can do it.
Yeah, hopefully.
She's got the right mentality.
Yeah.
Is anybody calling for her to be fired yet?
God, I wouldn't think. But, I'm sure there is. There's got to be. I guarantee it.
There's probably people that want her fired and for the university to go down and dig up Pat and put her back on the sidelines. Man, she was a great coach.
She was. There's really no. I don't think there's a fan base out there that would say a bad thing about her, or you know what I mean.
I think that's part of what made her so great was that
just respect.
Yeah, she got all that respect from everywhere. From throughout, not just throughout the SEC, but throughout all of college basketball.
Yeah, I mean, every year they have the Week Back Pat thing or whatever. So I mean, that's huge.
Yep. All right, next Arkansas. We're playing them this season. Arkansas be like, we won the coin toss. Did I lose you, Carter?
No, I'm still here. I was just looking at the memes.
Oh.
Which, the Arkansas game this year, I don't think they're going to improve that much. And that's if we have a season, I know. But I don't think we'll have much trouble with them. It is in Fayetteville, so, but still, we should beat them by, 15 points at least.
I mean, new coach, new systems, coming off of a ridiculously bad year.
I just hope we're not that one team, like that big signature win. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my God.
Yeah, we shouldn't be.
No.
And then
What's next?
We'll I guess we'll go down and slap Georgia in the face, underachieving every year here in Athens. It's a thing. And then and that's Coach Smart there, isn't it?
I think that picture is actually Mark Richt still, but
it's hard to tell the difference between the two.
Yeah, really. That's Mark Richt 2.0 there, Kirby Smart. Yeah, and here's the thing. Georgia's celebrating their 40th year anniversary of the 1980 team. So 40 years ago.
You think they're gonna win a natty this season?
God, no. They got too many holes, and this year for Georgia, in my opinion, call it a rebuilding year if you want. It's not going to be that big of a rebuilding year, but I think they're going to have a tough year, and for them, tough years like 3 losses.
Right.
That's just the way I see it.
There you go. General Nealon's 7 memes. What do you think?
I think they're getting better each week as each week goes on.
They are, but we still need help from the guys. We still need help from the folks out
there.
there.
Yeah. Send us your memes, people. Send us your memes.
That's right.
Not your nudes, your memes.
I've got NASCAR in here saying Holly Warlick sucked. And he says we'll beat Arkansas by 20, maybe even 30.
Well, Holly Warlick did suck, and that's why she's no longer a coach, thank God.
I have mixed feelings about Holly. She knew what to do. I think she took that Pat Summitt brand and she tried to make it her own. And why fix it if it's not broken?
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, she worked under Pat for how many years?
Forever. I mean, played under, and then she was there a long time, man.
She knew how to do it.
I guess. I don't know. And you got it. And to her, and at the same time, women's basketball has changed quite a bit, So, even for Pat, but the problem is Pat, even her last year, I mean, she won the SEC. She was still dominant, going on, to the final game.
Yeah, I lost your audio there for a second, but I mean, she was with Pat for way too long to not have the success that she could have had.
I agree with you. Well, before we go, we got one more thing that's new that we're going to try this week, and it's called the Dumpster Fire Program of the Week.
Dumpster Fire Program of the Week. All right, here it is, folks. The University of Miami, the Hurricanes. We opened the show with the Sugar Vols kicking Miami's tail all up and down the field. We're going to close it out talking about how far they've fallen since those days. Let's go to a Miami Hurricanes game, said no one ever.
and the crazy thing I've never understood about Miami is they're what, like that's the 4th most populated city in the United States, 4th, 5th, something like that. It's a big damn place. And they have it's a beautiful university, a beautiful school. Very prestigious school, but for whatever reason, they have no fan support. They have a really nice stadium. They have to share it with the Dolphins, but it's in a great location as far as I know. But fans just do not come out. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean, how And look at the success Miami's had in the past. You know, before 1980, nobody cared about them. I mean, they used to give away tickets in bunny bread. You go get a loaf of bread and it'd have a free pair of tickets in it, or go to Burger King and they'd give away free tickets if you buy a Whopper or something. I mean, Jesus Christ. And nowadays, I mean, it's sad. And even when they were good, like when the U, was big time in the 80s, the Bad Boys and all that, they still uh, they had a lot better attendance than they do now, but still was nothing compared to big time programs like Oklahoma or Tennessee or Alabama or Texas, whoever. And I mean, this is a program since 1983 that's won 5 national titles. That's pretty daggone good. And but yeah, nobody goes and watches them play. And I don't think it's just the Hurricane, like a Miami Hurricane thing. It's a Miami thing. Nobody goes to the Dolphins.
There
The
is
Marlins.
there is a lot to
terrible.
do in the city of Miami. There's a lot to do.
There is.
I could see how it's easy to get caught up in going to the beach, some of the best fishing in the world. Um, you know, there's good looking ladies all over the place. I mean, some of the biggest and best nightclubs. I'm not a nightclub kind of guy, but some of the biggest and best nightclubs in the world.
I used to be when I was, in my early 20s, but not anymore.
Aren't you still in your early 20s? How old are you?
29.
Jesus, you do look 15. That might be an insult to you today, but when you're 50, that's gonna be a compliment.
Yeah. I see the little gray you got going on there.
Buddy, little. Look at this here. Look at that. There ain't little. There's a lot.
Jesus.
I know it. And I'm only 39. Can you imagine what I'm gonna look like when I'm 50?
Well, hopefully we'll still be doing the show.
If we're still doing this show when we're 50, I'll be happy.
That's true. Well, it looks like that's all for today. Anything else you want to add, Josh?
No, you guys go on and check us out on Twitter. You can follow me at jgriffin_VRS. And Carter, what's your Twitter handle?
You can find me on Alex Carter VRS.
I'm not very active on Twitter. I'll be real with you. I used to be a lot more. The problem is I get addicted.
Oh yeah.
I'm checking my phone all the time, so I try to just pick it up and look at it once a week. And if there's anything in there that I missed that's worth commenting on, I'll throw a comment in. Big, not BVD. It says NASCAR Vol says Miami is a joke. Miami is like Vandy. They're in a big city with way more fun things to do than a sucky football team.
It's true.
So, yeah, he's not inaccurate about that. All right, big NASCAR Vol just hit us with all kinds of truth today.
He did.
Can we send him something?
We need to.
NASCAR Vol, send me an email or message me on Facebook. You should be able to find my ugly mug on Facebook, Josh Griffin. Search me, send me a message. I'll figure out a way to send something out to you. We appreciate you commenting throughout the show. And,
absolutely.
You hit us with a lot of facts. Haas too, man. Maybe we need to send something to Haas too.
Yeah, we got to find something crimson to send to Haas though.
Is he a Bama fan?
He sure is.
Good Lord. Well, in that case, I'm gonna send him a headshot of me wearing all Vols gear, autographed. But I'm gonna let my 3-year-old daughter autograph it.
There you go. But we appreciate the sport. Doesn't matter if you're a Tennessee fan or not. But yeah.
Yeah,
we appreciate it.
We love everybody that comes in, no matter what team you're pulling for. You guys again go check us out at on our Twitter. You can even do the Volunteer Roadshow Twitter. It's at Vols Roadshow. And volunteerroadshow.com. There's always great stuff on there. I think you can even get to the Hound Dogs website through our website and check out the gear that they've got there. We appreciate it. I think that's going to do it for us for today. Just in time, too. Look at that. Right as we were wrapping it up, I finished